some of you have heard me tell the story about the origin of Tai Chi, so maybe I'll do that again. This is the mythic origin of Tai Chi. And what I believe is that a lot of the Tai Chi movements were taken from the earlier animal movements. So there are many really good stories about the origin of Tai Chi. If you want to see a really great reference, Doug Weil's book is really good historical evidence on it. But from my work with Joseph Campbell's tradition, I like the mythic dimension. And like he said, a myth is an untrue story that's truer than life. So here's a story about the true, in quotes, mythic origins of Tai Chi. Once upon a time, there was an area filled with all kinds of different terrain, a lake, mountains, forests, rivers, and all kinds. And one of the first primordial tribes was there. And in that tribe, there were various shamans. And there was a snake shaman, and there was a tiger shaman, there was a rooster shaman, and many of the other animals, as well as somebody that could make the cloud hands master, a cloud creator and a weather creator. So you can think about a territory like this, and that the tiger master is hanging up the top of the mountains, the crane master is hanging out by a lake, etc., etc. So they would gather every solstice and equinox and have meetings, these great shamans, and talk about how to help to heal their tribe. And each of them had a little different view on how to heal. And so the snake master, if you wanted to send, if you had, old age parents, or if you wanted to get the chi going for your child or whatever, to get the snake to move through your joints. So this would be used to help to heal various members of the tribe. And if you had an aging parent or whatever that was having hip problems, you'd say, hey, why don't you go and hang out with the snake master down by the river? And the snake master will teach you how to get the energy to move up through your hips. So this is in Body, Mind, Healing Qigong. This is one of the movements we do is moving a snake through the hip joint. And another movement we do is moving a snake through the shoulder joint, etc. So the snake master was in charge of getting the snaking energy. But other times, people that are just sitting and getting stagnant all the time, various Qigong masters would go and tell those people, hey, you need to study the way of the snake to get the energy to be going through there. And then even the tiger master was around. And so in Tai Chi, we have all these movements called taming the tiger low and high. So these movements are hidden in the Tai Chi set, including the rooster. And the rooster is bringing the energy up, the yang meridian here, but keeping it low there. So one of the important parts of healing is raising up the energy on one side and lowering it on the other side. That's there cross-culturally in terms of healing methods in India, of moving the energy up one side and down the other, up one nostril and down the other. So the rooster, in a certain sense, teaches how to get high, but the masters say, hey, look, if you're going to get high, you don't want to get inflated. You want to also come down. And so the rooster can kind of, by keeping the back foot at a 45-degree angle, that's one of the keys of keeping your balance. And if you keep your balance like that in standing meditation, the rooster is very good that way in terms of having the healing purpose of helping balance, bring the energy up one side and down the other. And there are various different martial art elements of it, where if somebody comes like this, you can come down underneath their chin, like that, for example. And same thing in terms of the snake. If somebody is coming towards you, you can come down like this and come underneath, and then come up with various kicks and things like that. So in terms of the snake energy and the rooster energy, these are hidden in the Tai Chi set. But back to our story. So one day all these masters were hanging out and said, you know, what happens if someday we get invaded? All of this incredible healing knowledge is going to get lost. And the tiger master said, what, are you kidding? If anybody ever comes in to invade us, don't you see that I have such power that I could do anything to them and protect you all? And luckily the crane master spoke up, and with her wisdom, she said, look, you never really know what's going to happen in life and what kind of forces can evolve. And that can be stronger than anything. The way of nature, the way of the universe has many surprises in it. And luckily she won the day. But they decided to incorporate all of their knowledge just in case something ever happened. And to meet winter solstice, summer solstice, etc., to share all of this knowledge with them and to start to pass on the aggregate of that to their disciples, to people that were coming and studying with them, to bring not just their teachings, but all of the shamans around the circle, all of that into a set. Sure enough, one day the Mongolians invaded and they came in, and the tiger master went up to defend the village, and somebody had a little gun. And with that gun, pulled the trigger and killed the tiger master. But luckily, the set survived. And that set is called Tai Chi Chuan. In Tai Chi Chuan are hidden these elements of the animals. All we have left is their names put there and little elements of it. But so much deeper than just the things that we're seeing in the Tai Chi set is a whole world of practice, of shamanic practices with the snake or with the rooster or with the crane or whatever that has these 4 dimensions of purpose. And so when you penetrate deeply and look at the Tai Chi set as just an initiatory alphabet, then eventually you become a poet and you learn to use and go deeper into the language and see that snake creeps low is bringing you back to the snake master. And then maybe you'll discover that not just can you help to limber your Ming Men like this and get some nice juice coming into your joints to move it. You know, the old Taoist dictum is that a moving gate gathers no rust. So movements like this are longevity methods, so that rather than constricting like we do as we get older and people are walking around like this, you're activating an element of your own immortal body, of the energy field of your energy body that opens up as you are doing these movements.